The run is the final portion of an Ironman 70.3 and an Ironman. It's very, very different running completely fresh compared to when you're running and you've got the fatigue from the swim and the bike. We're 2 weeks out from Challenge Mallorca. The run is a half marathon. It is slightly undulating, so there are some hills in the run. It's not flat as a pancake at all, so I need to be prepared for it. We're now into our 5th week of hard training since I've had my last recovery week. Training volume is currently sitting about 40 to 45 kilometers per week in terms of my running, alongside everything that I'm doing, obviously, with the swimming and the biking. So we've just wrapped up a hard interval session. Today it was broken 1 minute on, 1 minute off, steady jogging between, 20 rounds. So how the session went, it was 10 minutes easy warm-up, 10 rounds, 1 minute hard, 1 minute easy, broken up with 5 minutes recovery in between 2 rounds. So session duration was an hour long. I clocked just under 12 kilometers. So pace was actually pretty good to say that there was only 20 minutes of hard running in there. This week, I've got left running wise an hour easy run with some strides thrown in at the end with some hills. And I've then got a long build run. So my long run every week at the moment, with this being a half marathon, is generally a 90-minute session. So this week it's going to be a build on heart rate where every 30 minutes my heart rate is going to increase. And how I'm going to do that? By pushing my pace up. So I'm actually going to finish the run at a faster pace than when I started it. And this just gets me used to running on tired legs, a bit of fatigue in there, which I need to be able to do in the race. And like I say, it's very, very different going out and running a half marathon when you've done all that work before it. And the course in Mallorca is a hilly bike. There's roughly about 1,000 meters of elevation on the bike. And I know from my experiences from Bolton, I need to be ready from that. Body generally at the moment is feeling pretty good. I'm happy with how things are. Over the last year or so, we've had a couple niggles, nothing crazy, nothing that stopped me training or anything like that. So I'm just trying my best to stay on top of things from that side of things in terms of foam rolling, making sure that my sessions are spread out, my harder sessions, and I've obviously got steadier sessions in between, which are building volume. So now it's a case of pretty much landing the plane. I don't know fully yet what Alex has got in store for me the next 2 weeks. Last time, I'm pretty sure that, we did roughly about like a week or 10 days or like taper, roughly around there. So I'm assuming that this time will be pretty similar, but I feel ready for it. I'm ready to rip it now. It's the fittest that I've felt across my swimming, my biking, and my running. Going into the winter, it's then going to be the build for the big one for next year as well. So I'm just making the most of training right now at the moment, enjoying the sessions and pushing myself really, really hard. But over this last week, just to give you a little bit of an insight into how training has looked as a whole across my running and all 3 disciplines. So last week we clocked 43 kilometers of running, and we had some pretty tasty sessions in there. Last week we had some descending pyramids, which was quite tasty. So it was 42 minutes of hard threshold effort running, 10-minute warm-up, 12 minutes hard running, 1 minute easy in between, 10 minutes hard, 1 minute easy, 8 minutes hard, 1 minute easy, 6 minutes hard, 1 minute easy, and so on, all the way down to 2 minutes hard. So that session alone, I think we put in, this was a pretty tasty session. And what I'm finding with these threshold and interval sessions is I can feel myself getting faster. So my speed endurance is definitely getting better. So last week on that run, we managed to clock 13.7K in just over an hour. So pace was a little bit faster than it was today, but that is just down to the nature of the session as a whole. We then hit 60 minutes easy last week, and then my long run was 4 10 minutes at tempo with easy effort in between as well. So that was an 18K run for my long run as well. So week to week, I've always got my long run in there. I've either got threshold running or I've got a speed session, and I've got some easy miles then in between. And current training volume across all 3 disciplines at the moment is currently set at about 12 hours. What I anticipate going into winter. I don't know this fully yet, but I'm assuming that training volume will stay, roughly around there at the moment. I'm finding it absolutely fine getting the sessions in, don't get me wrong, some pretty long days in there. But as we build into Ironman Hamburg next year, I know that training volume is going to go up, and this time I'm going to be moving from doing a half marathon into a marathon at the end of the swim and the bike. But roughly so far, everything's going really, really well. I'm happy with it. So now it's time just to land the plane.